Okay, greetings people. There has been changes. In summary, I lost my charge controller. I lost my DC to DC converter. I have a feeling that the DC to DC converter died and then killed the charge controller. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Now, I've also changed my inverter in part of because I lost my DC to DC. Now, the converter, let us call it the power converter, was there to step up the voltage from 48 volts to 60 to be compatible with the Gridtie inverter. Well, considering of the bad experience I had with that setup, I said, I'm going to bite the bullet and replace my inverter. This inverter that I have here is now compatible with direct 40 volt battery banks, so I don't need the step up. So these power literally go straight to that inverter. And because this is a new firmware, this has some additional features of where I can actually limit how much the max power that this can produce. So in addition to its natural limiting to maintain a 5-watt power import from the grid, it also will limit how much power this can produce overall. So that's a plus right there. Downside is, yes, this is a smaller inverter. It's only 1000 watts. But based on what I've seen, majority of my loads are like 500 watts and so forth. Only when I'm running the inverter or the microwave or the toaster or some big item like that, does it peak up. But those are intermittent loads. Another change that I've done is I've restrung my solar panels to produce 90 volts instead of the 60 volts. The reason for that is because when you come over here, if you look, the inverter right here, the inverter says to really charge a 48 volts system, I need 60 volt string, and basically on the heavy load I was getting 57. So I think that pushed it out to the maximum power point tracking range, and I was losing capacity. The downside of that, given the fact that I have 10 panels on the roof, strings of 3 means I have to string it in. Basically, it means I'm stuck at 9. When I get a little money, I'm going to order 2 more panels and drop it in to have 4 strings of 3 panels each, if that makes any sense. So yeah, that's the new setup. Coming over here, I give an example of what happened to my old charge controller. Now, let's get a bit close into this. Yeah, you can see there's some damage right there. And this is not the original resistors. What was there was actually a 200 ohm. But I said, let me just try to replace it to see what happened. And these are some low wattage resistors. And as soon as I turned on, the unit powered up. But these started to smoke, which I suspect because of their low wattage, they couldn't handle the current. Or maybe there is a big fault that's burning up. So anyways, I'm going to see if I can get the equivalent to this. Drop it in here and see what happens. Maybe I can find the fault and resurrect this. So, no, there's nothing wrong with this one here. But like I said before, I took it out because of the compatibility with the supply voltage and the fact that I didn't want to use a step-up power converter for the DC supply. So, not to worry though. I have plans for this, and I'm sure I can get this back up and working and recoup some of my losses. But this is what happens with life. The only good thing is, thank God they're Chinese and they're cheap enough. Or is it the fact that they're cheap? I have now wasted my money twice because I could have just bought a good one and just not be monkeying around with all of this. But whatever. You live and you learn. So yes, people, that's what's happening so far. I am very happy with this unit. The only problem that these fans are kind of noisy. I might consider replacing them out with some quite a more expensive fans. This one is not so bad with the fan noise. It's alright. And to recap, I will be adding some more panels on the system. Alright people, I'll see how quickly I can get this posted and have you guys sharing in it.